This is Scott Welch, Muscle Insider Magazine. We're here with Jeff Harrington of Arranti. How are you doing today, Jeff?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks, Scott. Thanks for having me.
Dubai Muscle Show. I mean, we all sat back, we all saw it. We wanted to go to Dubai. The sort of it's kind of like the new Venice Beach, it seems, over there, California's type of feel to it. What was the show like?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The show is just absolutely on fire. It was just like the amount of energy, the amount of excitement, the amount of positive attitudes, the amount of happy people, the laughing, the giggling, the deals being made, the girls, the guys, the models, the bodybuilders. It was just absolutely mind-blowing. It almost made me forget that I was the other side of the world and that far away from home. And the jet lag, the minute you get into the show, the jet lag is poof, what jet lag? Give me some protein.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of protein, obviously you're in the supplement industry on the packaging side, and this is a side that we don't see much about. But in my opinion, it's one of the most important things that go into sports nutrition, in supplements and everything else. But how long have you been in the supplement industry for on that packaging side?
Boy, oh boy, I don't really want to know if I want to age myself here. But let's just say better than 25 years.
Wow. Okay. All right. So you've been,
Yeah,
and obviously
most friends, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You've been obviously a user of sports nutrition supplements for a long time, obviously. But what was the first brand that you work with?
Well, that was kind of funny because I mean, my not funny. It's funny. It's unique. It was kind of interesting because I was basically I grew up as a printer and a printer's son, so I eventually had a small print shop, and I had a Canadian distributor working up a business plan for a sports nutrition brand. So he come into my shop at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Of course, we're all still working because we've always worked those hours. And he asked me, to do some copies for his business plan. We got talking, and he says, "Do you do bar wraps?" And I'm thinking like, well, no, but I'm sure I can figure it out. So we figured, sure enough, after
like protein bar wraps, for like protein bars, right?
Yeah, for protein bars. So
Okay.
hence that we figured it out. We got the quotes, we got the order, and I can honestly say my first customer in sports nutrition industry was the Ironman Twin Lab protein bars.
Wow.
So
Okay. All
will
right.
that bring back memories?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Twin Lab was one of the biggest in the industry. So to be working with them after the beginning, obviously, is a testament to the quality that you were able to do. I mean, what other companies have you worked with ever since then? Because I see Arranti everywhere. I mean, you guys, in my mind, are the leaders in supplying the top supplement companies with packaging in terms of labels, as sleeves for RTDs and bags and pouches and all these things. What companies have you worked with today, Jeff?
Boy, oh boy. So for the customers that and the clients that I don't mention, I have to apologize ahead of time
Yeah.
because I think there's in excess of 150 sports nutrition accounts in Arranti right now. So I would say that there's a lot. I mean, so we can start with Twin Lab. Obviously, I think everybody's seen Mr. Mutant around.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
so I deal with Mutant PBL, and then there's all kinds of other companies. Beast, you got Inner Armor, you got Muscle Farm, Muscle Tech. Boy, oh boy, and the list just goes on and on. Allmax have been, I've been with Allmax, doing work for Allmax for probably well over 20 years.
Wow.
Just in the list keeps on just going on and on and on. And Olymp, we've got a lot of international accounts. Olymp has been a fairly decent supporter of Arranti. I love their professionalism. So they're a great group to work with as well. So lots of international accounts, and that's obviously why we're in Dubai. Spread the world on the other side of the pond, and share a little bit of knowledge over there as well.
I mean, it's just great to see shows coming back. I mean, you must have felt that when you were there, because obviously we can do Zoom, we can do social media, but there really is nothing like that, person to person touch, that slapping the business card down, which I obviously believe there is a stack, isn't there? Let's hold that stack of business cards up.
I think this was okay, there's our stack of companies that came to the booth. Okay, these aren't people going around picking them up. They came to the booth. They talked to me personally, most of them. And I will say there is an awful lot of companies, an awful lot of individuals that use WhatsApp that said, just put my WhatsApp down. I've got no more cards. So We've got a lot of WhatsApp contacts, a lot of contacts in our scan, and then we've got all these cards as well. So we're certainly busy. But you're right, the excitement of going to a trade show again. Again, the reason I got so involved in this industry was probably some of the first shows I did was like CHFA in Toronto and the Olympia and the Arnold in Columbus. And I don't think I've missed 1 year of the Arnold in over 20 years. And I just love the people in this industry. I decided as a small entrepreneur, I needed to choose a vertical. I was going to the gym 7 days a week. I love the industry. I love exercising. I love being in shape. I love the crowd. I love the people. I mean, are you kidding? There's no better people in the world than sports nutrition enthusiasts and sports nutrition brands. They're genuine. They're sincere. I mean, it is a big family, and we absolutely love it. And being at the shows again, it was just like coming home.
One of the things I love about Arranti is you guys are sponsoring these shows like Dubai Muscle Show, Arnold Classic. You mentioned. I still remember going into the Hyatt lobby, going up near the bar that's upstairs. Of course, I was not stopping at the bar because this is a health conscious channel. But, I saw the giant wraps that you had pushing the Mutant dual chamber bag at the time. And then we have FIBO. I understand that if the show wasn't canceled last year, Arranti would have been there. But in 2022, you guys will be there, which is awesome. And then obviously you mentioned Canadian Health Food Show. But how important are these kind of trade shows for your business? Because obviously, you can obviously look at these line items, and if you talk to a CFO, they may say, hey, how do I prove an ROI? But for you being the owner of Arranti, how do you sort of look at fitness expos and things like Dubai Muscle Show and Olympia and see the ROI on that?
Yeah, it's actually really amazing, and post COVID certainly put this to the test. I'll tell you, because I was all for the trade shows, and I was going to the trade shows, and I signed up first year of COVID. I signed up for 5 European shows that year that COVID shut everything down. I was going to Vienna, Venice, Barcelona, Cologne. Some of them were packaging shows, and some of them were sports nutrition. I was going to go to the one in England, I forget what's called, Body Power.
Yeah.
And so I was doing all those shows, and all great in rock, and then Zoosh cut off. And then, the first year, I mean, sports nutrition obviously died immediately. So a portion of our business went down. So we focused on other verticals. We focused on other parts of the business. And in Arranti, with the Zoom meetings, I mean, we over the period of that year and a half, 2 years, we more than doubled the size of the business, which is exciting, which is why we're able to go all these more shows. And so my thought was originally, which is like, okay, we'll go back to some of those shows, see how important they are and what we think. Now that I've done both the PACX in Vegas, now I've done the Dubai Muscle Show. Are you kidding me? The shows are where it's at. You got to do the shows. You got to be there in person. You can do a lot on Zoom, but you can't meet somebody, shake his hand, says we're doing business. You can't do that on Zoom. But at a show, and you're going to meet these people. And oh, by the way, the high bar on two is what it's called. And I've done more business there than I can shake a stick at. And that's at the Arnold.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that also a trade show sort of helps in your industry is that touch and feel. Because you can look at all the different bags out there. If I have an RTD and I see sort of the way the sleeve is, nothing beats that feeling of it. And I mean, when it comes to the Middle East and you see all the different brands that come up from Europe, quality isn't necessarily the top of their mind. It could be price. Whereas in North America, it's quality. And obviously packaging is going to keep the product from being contaminated. It's going to keep light from being exposure, oxygen. It's going to help the product last longer. And the bags, one of the things I hate is those cheap bags that rip and then you lose your protein powder. But how important, I mean, the people in Dubai, they must have just been blown away when the other companies saw the quality you were bringing in, because the quality that would be over in the market over there may not necessarily be anywhere near the quality of packaging. Take me through a bit of that.
Yeah, and that's absolutely was what blew me away, and it was very, very, very exciting. I was a little concerned about going to Dubai because it's like the cost.
Sure. Yeah.
We're also looking at, and hopefully within the next couple of months, we're setting up a sales office in Dubai, an actual office, an actual employee there on the ground. So we got feet on the ground in Dubai to handle the Middle East business.
If
And
you
the
need
one
a
thing that
secretary, if you need a secretary. Hey, okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Basically, I can honestly say now I know where our marketing is. Now I know where our marketing pitch is. Now I know what it is. It's exactly what we're doing in North America. We don't have to go there and say we've got the best price, we can beat your price. And that's not what we're about. And that's not what we're going to do. If anybody says to me, if you can beat this price, you got my business, I would just walk away.
Yeah.
Because it's just, because we will provide a superior product. And quite often to beat a price, you got to compromise the quality. And we're not ever going to do that. But in Dubai, and again, this stack of business cards and more said to me, we need quality, we need branding, we need market expertise, and we need it to look great and feel great. And we want the best. We know it's going to cost us more. And this is a Middle Eastern gentleman telling me this now. We know it's going to cost. I don't think you'd ever hear a Middle Eastern gentleman say that. We know it's going to cost more, but we know it's going to cost more, but it's got to be great. And we know you can do it. So now we're doing it, and we're going to bring this quality of North America and what we can produce and what Arranti does to the Middle East. And it's going to be an explosion over there right now. And the packaging companies that are in those regions, they're going to want what the hell happened? Like where's our business going? Because they don't do that. They're so far behind the eight ball. They're just pushing pennies. And that's not what the market's about. It's a global economy now, not a regional economy, and it's a global marketplace, not a regional marketplace. And when you're in a global marketplace, your brand better be the same over there as it is over here, better be the same over here as it is over there. And even in South America, it better look good, it better work, it better be functional, and it better not fail. So that's what we're bringing to the table. And we're so excited being in the opportunity to be able to do this.
Amazing. Now, just for the consumers out there, is it not true that protein in a plastic tub will actually break down faster and not have a same level of shelf life as something in a pouch? Doesn't a pouch extend the shelf life?
Oh yeah, by far. I mean, a plastic like an HDPE bottle has little to no barrier. Having said that, it takes, protein lasts a long time anyways,
Sure.
but the first thing that goes in the protein is the flavor. And that's the last thing you want to go. I mean, obviously you don't want the flavor to go, but the first thing that goes is the flavor. So, but yeah, a properly constructed pouch, which obviously, a lot of pouches are done properly, but if you do a pouch properly, the barrier is the barriers for it, literally years worth of barrier properties there for protein powders. And so it does extend the life. The environmental footprint on flexible versus rigid is literally, even not recyclable, is in North America is about a 9-to-1 ratio. So you're 9 times better environmental footprint if you buy bags versus bottles.
Wow.
So we've got a whole sustainability program and whole sustainability launch and the sustainable options that we're coming out with right now and have come out with are going to knock your socks off. It's just like we're bringing things to the market. People just they hope and they desire that they can find it somewhere, and we're doing it, and we've been doing it. So it's really a lot of fun. This is what I get charged on doing. I get charged on bringing new stuff to the market and showing people, well, you know what? Yes, it can be done, and this is how we're going to do it.
What I always have been impressed by with Arranti is you're the one who's going out to trade shows like Pack Expo, and a lot of these people haven't heard of that, but you're actually seeking out the innovation to bring to the supplement company. So yeah. You brought out the dual chamber pouch. So this was a bag where you could have 2 different flavors in one bag. Can you hold one of those up and show the fans what exactly I'm talking about?
Sure. Well, I'll pull up
the mutant one.
The mutant one.
So there's a mutant. You can get a chocolate and you can get a vanilla all in the same bag. And that allows you to be able to, and you can tear it right down the center.
Yep, and a lot of customers chose not to do the perforation.
Okay.
But the perforation is an option, and so where you can tear it, and then you got your 2 separate bags with the inside gusset. So
incredible.
On a sustainable point, from environmental perspective, it's the only packaging that will keep products fresh after the consumer takes it home, because they only have to open up half at a time. So that's a really good thing, and this is one of our new innovations as well.
That is the one I was going to ask you about. Yeah, this is the same thing, but with environmentally friendly packaging.
Yeah, this is 100% recyclable. And it's 100% recyclable, 100% recyclable. The zipper is recyclable. Everything is recyclable. Totally environmentally friendly. You just do the it's that store recyclable. So you take it to the stores, you drop it in the recycling bins. 100% recyclable. This is happened to be a double chamber, and this has also got a special new finish that we're coming out with, which is a tactile rough glaze type finish.
Okay.
Reason we're introducing that to the market is because of knockoffs. We've got clients saying we want something a little more unique that they're going to have a hard time matching. So first of all, 100% recyclable is going to be a little tough to match. And then, mind you, it doesn't have to be 100% recyclable to be says it's 100% recyclable, but it and then the tactile finish as well. So this is one of the new items we brought out. We're working on, and we're going to be launching compostables, and we can do compostables for other products as well. We just haven't dug into the supply chain capacity issues yet. And I can honestly tell you the third thing we're working on is going to be bamboo packaging.
Bamboo.
Bamboo.
Very
so
cool.
we're going to be able to do everything from tissue paper to rigid in bamboo. Within 6 to 8 months, we'll be able to do pretty well everything you can think of. We're going to be doing in bamboo packaging as well.
So will we see that in supplements, do you think?
Certain aspects of supplements we may. We're just working on the logistics of how to implement it in the supplement industry. Believe it or not, it might end up being rigid. But that would kind of defeat the purpose of transportation costs and all that kind of stuff as well. So we're just working with a couple of development firms on how to bring bamboo to the market in that regard. So it'll be fun. We may or may not see it in the supplement industry, but I'm hoping we do, because it's a I don't know if you know much about bamboo, but it's a weed. It grows like crazy. It grows, certain strains of bamboo grow 3 feet a day. So it's a totally renewable resource. It's a weed. There's a big push on paper packaging right now, and I don't know if you remember 15 years ago, there were so many complaints about all the clear cutting. So I mean, we have to be careful about the paper packaging, because you don't want companies to start clear cutting again, because that kills the environment.
Yeah. Now, okay, so going through this here, I mean, we've got a lot of different things I wanted to ask you about with Dubai Muscle Show, but for the bodybuilding fans out there, I understand you saw Mr. Dorian Yates of DY Nutrition over there. Tell me about that experience.
Are you kidding?
There he is, Mr. Arranti.
To Mr. Arranti. Yes, I saw Dorian. He was a great guy. It was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun. I got a chance to just have a couple of words with him and shoot the shit, get my picture, and then security dragged me off the stage. Wow. One more picture.
Now, who are some of the other people? First of all, on the personality side, were there any other famous influencers or bodybuilders that you've ever seen?
I believe Ronnie Coleman was there. Okay. I didn't get a chance to see him, but I saw a big guy in his booth, and I'm pretty sure that's who it was. Yeah. And who else was there? I didn't see Rich. I would have thought Rich would have been there. Rich may have been there, but he had Rich Gaspari. He had a great booth as well. So he had the Ronnie Coleman booth. You had the Gaspari booth. You had there's a couple of brands over there we don't know about, like Dr. Nutrition is quite a prevalent brand in the Middle East. So they had quite the booth. They had a 2-story booth there. So I think they won an award for their booth. Okay. And there were a lot of brands. Inner Armour, of course, was there with Kevin McIsaac. So Canada, he was there. Okay. Yep. And John Moore, they had quite the presence. They had about a pretty good sized booth as well, which was quite nice. And so it goes, I Obey, like Muscle Tech was there. Of course, Jack Owak's group was there. The Bang group, the Bang Girls, they were banging it. I got a few videos of those, so they'll be going up on Facebook next week probably. But yeah, no, there's a lot of good people there at the show. A lot of good supplement companies, and everybody was just like I say, there's just so much positive energy, and everybody was happy. I mean, the people were always happy at those shows. So it was a lot of fun.
No, that's great to see. And I mean, Dubai is just this hub for a lot of companies to get into distributing through the Middle East is through Dubai. And obviously, being that bodybuilding is so popular over in that area, that it's just great to see them putting on trade shows like this. Now, obviously, stepping out of that a little bit, you guys have been so successful. I mean, I see the G Fuel. I mean, one of the most popular energy drinks in the world, and they just dominate the whole gaming industry. And I know that you do a lot of the packaging for the sleeves, the RTDs that are there,
Yep.
and then America Energy and some of the other guys. But really cool to see. But you've got, outside of just the supplement industry, your products and your innovations have kind of caught on to the mainstream industry. Tell me some of the companies, that massive food companies that are dealing with Arranti as well, because it's kind of cool to see that you've kind of, not to say you've given up on this, because you're still deep into it, but it's great to see these mainstream companies coming to you because of your innovation.
Yeah, it's like in general, there's obviously a lot of major corporations I can't discuss about the innovation.
Yeah.
I can give you names of companies that I have talked to in the past, and whether or not we're doing anything is debatable. So I can tell you we have talked to companies like Costco and Amazon and General Mills, Keurig, and Club Coffee companies, like Clorox, some Clorox brands, and we've talked to a number of different groups like that, different baby wipe group companies, toilet paper companies, pretty much all the mass CPG companies that exist in North America right now. We've pretty much talked to and are talking to most of them about our technology. So our technology is you can call it an overnight success after about 10 years, but in general, it's going to be very large globally, and it will be in every Costco in the world. I'm guessing within about 5 years, we'll have our technology at every Costco in the world.
Wow.
We did get our finalized patent in the United States. We've applied for patents, so we're pending in about 40 countries. So it's going along very well. So we're hitting the pet treat industry vertical. We're hitting the CPG, the flour, all the different types of markets that you can think of. We're actually digging into now. We do have a lot of associates that specialize in those areas that are helping us along the way. And but again, when it comes right down to Jeff and Arranti, my passion will always be the sports nutrition group. And I can't see me ever stopping the shows. I can't see me ever not doing and supporting this industry. This is what I love to do. The rest is just business. And if I could hire a group to say, you guys run with that, just leave me alone, and that's exactly what I'll do. And because I love this industry, and I always will. I owe this industry as much, and I'll give back to as much as I can, because this industry has made me the person I am today, and it's made me responsible for what I do, and it's made me understand the values of a good business, the values of support. And it's not always about just doing a good product and doing a good product 99.9% of the time. It's that 0.1%. If something fails, it's being the guy that's going to step up and fix it. And fix it regardless of whose mistake it was. And then whoever's mistake it was, after it gets fixed, then you spend time figuring that out. But at the end of the day, you have to support your products. And I hear so many times of, like, I've been doing this for 25 years, and I've heard of the odd company try to mimic what we do, and I've heard how they failed miserably. How they picked they set up a deal, it failed, and then they went bankrupt because they couldn't support the deal. And that's not where we're at. I mean, I'm sure for the first couple of years we were like when I started, I was like $70,000 worth of credit cards in my house on it.
Sure.
So, but I also made damn sure we did it right. So yeah.
What I like about you is not only do you source innovative materials and delivery systems, but you have a flair for the graphic side of it. and you have a flair for the sports nutrition under market. And I find that when talking to you, it's different. A lot of times, I think supplement companies go for who they can get bags made the cheapest, but they're talking to somebody who doesn't work out, doesn't use sports nutrition products, doesn't understand it. And I think that that really sets you apart. And the other thing I really like is you're always one of those guys where someone comes to you with an idea and you're able to take that idea and bring it to life, maybe even make it better. So if someone says, hey, I want my bags to be better than X company X, then it's, well, have you ever seen this? And that tactile feeling you were talking about, which is that, that texture feeling that we sort of get. If you grab a label of Ghost or you grab Cellucor or some of these companies, you can feel it. But you're always taking that idea and then pushing the envelope. And I think it shows in the marketplace when you can get things like the dual chamber pouch and with the mutant mass and mutant whey, where you can get two different flavors. I'm really excited to see what you can do even further, and more companies going to you for those ideas to help make their products better. Because at the end of the day, you have to have a product that will last long on the shelf, but you also have to have something that separates you from the competitors, while also having the quality and rigidness. Is nothing worse than when you're 18 years old and you spend a lot of money on supplements and you don't have as much disposable income, and then the packaging tears open or the pre-workout gets hard or whatever it is. But some of these things could be avoided with if the company would invest in some of the things like packaging, which you guys obviously are the leaders in.
Yeah, that's generally where I built my reputation, is on basically actually in sports nutrition. I would have to say I'm probably, when it comes to packaging, I am the pioneer of design.
Yeah. When
it comes to sports nutrition industry, I mean, I influence the sports nutrition industry and more so than anybody else that I know. Like we literally, the way sports nutrition looked, which I can take credit for it. I can also happy it's not there anymore. but the way it looked, I was very instrumental in saying that's what we need to do. That was the metallics and the flash and all the crazy ass stuff that people didn't realize they could do. And then, but when it comes to design, we're still very involved in clients and how their design works, and it's just a matter of now of like, if you know how you hire an interior designer, you would consider us an interior designer. You get your design, and then we'll put our flair on it, saying that we have these options. We can do a little matte finish, or we can do a gloss finish, and we can show you. And we have our own prototyping equipment in shop. And we can show you what it's going to look like, because sometimes just the right amount of matte and not too much, and just sometimes the right amount of gloss and not too much, and sometimes all you want is a little bit of foil, not too much, and sometimes you want more foil, and sometimes you want an outline. And we've got so much experience, we know what looks good. We also have the equipment to test it before it goes to press. So we're very successful in making brands look good and look better. And I can even remember 2 years ago, a company came to me and they said they wanted to do a glow in the dark for a product they wanted to put in GNC. And I critiqued them on that. And I said, but you realize you have to turn the lights out for people to see it, right? So when they get home, it works. But at store level, it doesn't really do a whole lot for you. And actually, it doesn't look very nice at store level. So you got to be careful with how you use things like that. And that's the things we have the knowledge for. And yeah, we're very proud of what we've done. I remember even a few years ago, I went into GNC, and I won't say which one, and I won't say what country, but I think it was Canada. And I'll be honest with you that when I say approximately 60% of the packaging brands in that GNC, Arranti did the packaging for.
I believe.
And that was massive. And that for me was just like, wow, holy jumping. We do this one, that one. And it's just like, oh, that was the first time when I realized we've actually accomplished something, because I've got pretty high standards.
The other thing, you have a solid reputation amongst the supplement company owners that I know, and I know a lot of them as you do. And one of the things that those that work with you have always said is that guy's always just one cell phone away. He'll take my call no matter what day it is, what time it is. He's always willing to be there. He's not just passing it down the line to somebody else to deal with or making excuses. And I feel like, the supplement company owners are under a lot of pressure obviously with COVID affecting retail, you have to help the retailer make their stuff look good. And that's where, if the store is a showroom, then that packaging is the final ad. That is the
That's right.
actual product. And you look in cosmetics, you see it with colognes and you see it with perfumes and skin creams and things. They realize this and they put the money into it. But I always find it funny when it comes to sports nutrition, they put maybe a lot of product money into the sales rep that gets it onto the shelf, or they put money into the social media posts that are out there. But the thing that someone physically holds and buys and then has in their cupboard or their locker or the gym bag is the thing that they keep on using. And that's sometimes where they cut corners. And I think that the quality companies like Allmax and Mutant and some of the others that you work with are leaders in their respective categories, because they value all aspects of a product, not just the powder, not just the sales aspects, but the totality of what the consumer experiences and the retailer experiences with your brand.
That's right. I mean, and ever since I got into packaging, I've always said, you see some of my videos, I always say to people, it's like packaging is advertising billboard that stays. I mean, it's on somebody's shelf all the time. It's in their cupboard all the time. It's advertising. It's free advertising. Once somebody's bought your package, it's free advertising. Yeah. So why wouldn't you want to make that free advertising look great? And you know, not just to get it sold, but just for the retention and to convince people. And, you know, we also convince people, like, now that the digital packaging's come up so strong, you know, why not do some, you know, cross branding with some of your other products on your packaging now that it's digital? You know, make a product and advertise another product. Make a, you know, with a chamber pouch, you can sell, for example, you know, 5 pounds of chocolate and put a you know, like a pound of cookies and cream flavor on the right as a sample flavor. And now you're advertising. It's a vehicle. It's advertising. It's branding. I just can't understand people that think packaging is just keeping a product safe. But obviously it's that, and it has to, and that's paramount. But it is, for me, it's massive marketing value. And you can't say it's not, because I mean, like G Fuel as an example, you look what they've done with their cans. They've been a great supporter of Arranti, and their cans are collector's items. There are kids that have got walls of G Fuel cans now, all the different G Fuel cans, and they're collecting them. Well, like talk about you know, retention. Like the kid's not going to drink anything else.
No.
Like it's G Fuel. That's why they're growing. That's why they're growing so well. Because they've got it figured out when it comes to their look, their brand, their design. They take a lot of pride in their designs, and they've got great designers, and they do a great job. Hats off to them for being such a progressive company and doing such a wonderful job with their marketing, their branding, their products. They're just absolutely knocking it out of the park. They're a gem to work with. We're privileged to be able to support them in a very small way. And it is an amazing thing for to see that sort of thing happen. And that's where we get very excited, is when we see brands succeed. And, you know, again, when I was in Dubai, I was in the Dubai World Trade Center, the Dubai Mall, and I'm going by one of the shows, and I see Allmax in a kiosk, and I see Mutant in the health food, and they're not, and it's just like, and the Olymp is prevalent everywhere. The Olymp, I didn't tell you, the Olymp booth was just absolutely beautiful. So I don't know how often you've seen the Olymp booth, but it's so professional. They do an amazing job. It is so, like, it is not cluttered. It's just pure professionalism, and they're wonderful international business. So they're hats off to them as well. So you see all these brands that understand the value of what a package is, as opposed to just a vehicle. You know, if you want to buy a vehicle, you know, put it in a plastic container and then just put a sticker on it or something like that. But, you know, outside of that, nah, it is far more than that. Yeah. And it's going to come a lot further as well. You wait till the interactive stuff starts happening.
Incredible. So Dubai Muscle Show was a smashing success. You're no regrets doing it. I mean, I saw you crazy views of eating sushi over these huge, like, picturesque landscapes. Will you be back at the Dubai Muscle Show in 2022?
100%. I signed up at the show. I was just,
Okay.
I went over and I said, okay, where's the best spot? Because there's a new floor plan for next year. So I talked to Nick Blair. Where's the best spot, Nick? And so he sat down with me. They showed me a good spot. I signed up right away. We'll make sure that we get a full year's worth of advertising going as well, so people know we're there. With any luck, I've only signed up for. I didn't sign up for a big booth next year, but I may change that because now that we're going to potentially have offices open in Dubai.
Yeah.
By the show, we're going to have a much larger team over there. And so then we'll have a lot larger presence at the show as well. So and who knows, maybe we'll be giving out some samples at the show or something. But we'll do something funky, that's for sure. But yeah, no, we're signed up for that. We're also signed up for FIBO in Germany in the spring. So we're I think we've got about a 15 or 20 meter booth there.
Wow.
And so we're going to hit it large there as well. And that's an absolute crazy show as well.
Yeah. This is it. Well, listen, Jeff Harrington over at Arranti, thank you so much for taking the time for us. And thanks for doing what you do. I mean, this is an aspect of supplements that a lot of people don't think about when they're looking at the formula. They're looking at, well, how much whey isolate am I getting versus my concentrate? But the packaging is so important to you trying the product, seeing the product, but actually having it have shelf stability as well. And it's really great to see you leading the packaging supply on that side and helping supplement companies put out better products.
Well, thank you for having me, Scott. It's been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to talking to you again sometime too.
Cool. Thanks again, Jeff. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.